Hello YouTube! Welcome back for another watch unboxing video. I am very excited today to share this with you because this has been a long time in the making. Let me tell you, this is a very special watch that I'm going to be opening up for you today. I have been dreaming of getting this watch for years, actually, ever since and around the time that I bought my first Rolex back in 2017. This watch was one of the contenders for that initial Grail watch purchase. So let's begin. And here's a wristwatch check. Again, this was the watch that I wound up picking and I purchased back in 2017. This is my Rolex Submariner with the date function. I love this watch to death. It has served me well over the past 3 years. I've never taken it off of the steel bracelet. I mean, I love it in its original form. It is a watch that I really appreciate. But let's go ahead and show you what was the other watch I was considering purchasing in 2017. Just a little bit of background story before we open it up. I have always dreamed of getting a watch that was manufactured around my birth year. And so it takes a while to find a watch like that because, of course, it was made decades ago. It's used, obviously, although I'll show you the condition that it's in, and it has special meaning to me. So, as you can see, I got this watch pretty quickly because it was shipped by UPS next day air from the seller. The seller is written as Paul Altieri, but the actual company is called Bob's Watches. They're based out of Atlanta, Georgia, but this watch actually came from Newport, California. So let's go ahead and open it. As you can see, I was too excited. I did not wait until this unboxing video. I opened it up, checked out the watch, make sure everything looked good, but let's go ahead and show you how it looked when I opened it. So let's go ahead and open this up. We'll set this to the side. Again, this is a used watch, so this is not how the watch comes from the manufacturer usually. It comes in a protective white box. Okay. All right, so it comes in a somewhat decorated box, almost like you'd imagine when you're getting a fairly high-end watch. And inside you have the actual watch box. And there's some important papers in there that we'll look at. In fact, let's go ahead and pull those open. So actually, I'll show you this in a little bit because this will have information about the watch. Whereas this is the unboxing, so we got to see what watch did I order. Let's go ahead and open this up, and here we go. Here's the watch itself. All right. And as you can see, if you're familiar with vintage timepieces and high-end timepieces, this is the Rolex Datejust. This is the Rolex Datejust from my birth year. This watch is 32 years old. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine it? But let me show you how good of a condition it's in. So let's go ahead and pick the watch up. Now, I went ahead and sized the watch. Again, I was so excited, so you can see the additional watch link over there, and it did come with the little tag from Bob's Watches. And on the other side, of course, it has some information about the watch, like the serial number and the model number. It is a beautiful watch. I have been dreaming about this watch for many years. I have a lot of respect for this watch, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. It's a beautiful timepiece. And let's go ahead and pull this off of the watch pillow. Let's get a closer look. So again, as you can see on the dial, it is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust. And other words on the dial, you can see superlative chronometer, officially certified, and it is Swiss made. Now, I really wanted something a little bit different from the run-of-the-mill Rolex Datejust. Most of them that you see out in circulation are oftentimes the two-tone, which I do really like, and then they usually have the champagne-colored or gold-colored bezel with the little kind of baton or lines for the indices, the hour markers. But this one is different, and this one stood out, and that's what really attracted me to this watch, is the white dial. I look at it as pure, clean, and innocent, and I really like that the white goes really well with the gold-colored applied Roman numeral indices. This was the actual look that I was going for, and I was so glad to find it, because remember, this is a used watch. So you can't just walk into a store and find the exact one you're looking for. You have to wait, you have to search, you have to see the, the stores around your area, look at the online stores, but when you find it and it's at the right price, you just go ahead and buy it, because you never know when you're going to get that combination again. And so I really like this watch a lot. Again, this watch is about 32 years old based on the serial number and the year of production, but they've done a great job. I mean, whoever owned it, whether it be the original owner who was selling it to me through Bob's Watches, or whether it had maybe went through several owners over its lifetime, it's just really incredible sometimes to imagine who wore this watch, what were they doing, and what has this watch been through its lifetime. Now obviously this watch being in such good condition most likely was to some degree repolished and refurbished by Bob's Watches, but you never know if this watch has been sitting in a safe for many, many years as an investment or as a special occasion timepiece that the previous owner was using it for. It's beautiful. I really like the condition this watch is in. I mean, even though it's a used watch, it feels new, and I like the way it wears when I wear it. So again, it's two-tone, so you see it does have brushed outer links on the Jubilee bracelet, and the inner links are polished 18 karat yellow gold. That is solid gold, that is not gold plated. So again, that definitely increases the value of this watch, and it does indeed indicate that Rolex likes using precious metals in their timepieces. Now the characteristic bezel, as you can see, that goes around the dial is also 18 karat yellow gold, and it is of a fluted design or fluted texture. Look at how it just glows and reflects in the light. It is beautiful. It is really, really nice. And then it also has, again, a gold crown. It is a signed crown, of course. You can see the crown, literally a crown on the crown, and it is the Rolex symbol. So again, a beautiful, beautiful timepiece. As you can see, this is a sign of the time in which it was made, because it does have I will use the word flimsy, even though this is Rolex, and you really can't use the word flimsy with Rolex, but it does have a very thin stamped clasp, or stamped, basically, it's a clasp. And, it does have the Rolex symbol on there that, of course, makes it stand out and is somewhat special about the watch. And then it does have this Rolex symbol on the otherwise simple brushed appearance clasp. So beautiful, beautiful. It has a non-signed, or basically non-decorated case back, and you're not able to see the movement through there, but that's classic for Rolex. Even the more modern Rolexes, like the one I'm wearing, has that exact same type of case back. All right, so let's go ahead and see what it looks like on the wrist. So let me put this down for just a second. And let's take this newer Rolex, 2017 Rolex, off of the wrist. And let's go ahead and put the new one on. I say new, it's not new. It is decades older, but in my purchase history, it is my new watch. All right, and of course, again, I already took one link off of it and sized it, so it is perfectly sized to my wrist, and that's how it looks. Now, it's a 36mm watch. That is a classic size, but it is not a modern size. In fact, most men's watches are at least 42mm in size, in diameter, if not bigger, but that does not bother me at all. In fact, I really appreciate the classic look. It's just something magical to feel that this watch is as old as I am. And as you can see, the minutes hand is not moving. This is an automatic movement, so it does not have a battery inside. It does have a spring that powers the movement, and so it is going to require either some turns of the crown to hand wind the movement, or I can go ahead and start wearing it, and then after a while of wearing it, and of course with hand movements and the inner movement charging, that it will actually start to move. But I really like how this watch looks on my wrist. This was a watch that I've been lusting for many years, and I'm so glad that I was able to find the one I wanted in the condition I wanted. So I'm really looking forward to wearing this watch at work, in the office, at special occasions. To be honest, this watch could even be worn casual on an everyday basis. So, of course, as you know, and as you've come to expect from my channel, you'll be staying tuned for the watch review. I'll be reviewing this watch, its ins and outs, all of its details, and any new details that I discover about this watch. And then I may do some comparisons with some of my other watches, so stay tuned for those videos. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and please subscribe. As you can see, I'm dedicated to sharing with you guys my experience and my adventures discovering new watches, new and old vintage watches, of course. So if you want to stay tuned, just hit that subscribe button and you'll be able to see more videos. All right, guys, hope you have a wonderful day. Adios, amigos.